The Heroes of Greyhawk is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language and explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Superior Adventures Guild. My name is Dave, your humble dungeon master, friend, and host for Heroes of Greyhawk, which is our weekly Greyhawk Dungeons & Dragons stream. We've been running a Greyhawk game for like 3 years almost, and we're having a blast. Loving it. I get to play games with my friends every week, and it's just a pleasure to do so. So let me introduce you to my friends as we transition over. Hello, friends. How are you tonight? Sadly, Kirk has not joined us tonight. He will be out for the evening, I believe, but back next week, I assume. Hopefully. Kirk, good luck with that job you're working on right now.
And he raged, and it just finished him for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. He wore himself out. What are you gonna do?
He's taking an extra long rest.
He's doing some pipe work, and we can get into the details of that later on. But first, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves, starting with Ashley. Ashley, tell us who you are and who you're playing tonight.
Sure. Hey, everybody, I'm Ashley, Minnesota Muse 99 on Twitter, and also find me on the Superior Adventures Guild on Facebook and our Discord. I am playing tonight Xanthi, the cute, optimistic, golden-eyed girl who just wants us to be heroes and doesn't want to be responsible for all of this murder that just happened.
And is an alien.
Fair enough.
The latest theory, Xanthi's an alien.
Oh my god. Yes. I like it. I'm writing that down. Alien. You do have yellow eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow eyes.
Dead giveaway. Thanks for being here, Ashley. Let's jump over to Christian. Hello, Bleak.
Hey, what's up? It's Bleak season. I'm Canadian. What more needs to be said?
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Covers all the bases. No, you can find me on the interwebs at the Bleak Season on Twitter, or my website, bleakseason.com, because I got kind of like a theme running with this whole Bleak Season thing. And right here, Tuesday nights, hanging out, playing Lachlan Felspar, my dwarven cleric, storm cleric, and the most electrifying man in Greyhawk history.
Quite possibly. Debatable. We'll see.
Shocking.
Very shocking.
Oh, let's jump over to
also,
Andy. Sorry.
Don't forget to join my new ASMR channel, ASMR After Dark.
That's not real.
Mm-mm.
Is it?
Mm-mm. Nope.
I hope not.
It could be.
Not a sponsor.
No.
Not a sponsor.
It could be.
not a sponsor.
Yeah.
Not affiliated with.
You got my Kickstarter up and everything.
Not affiliated with the Superior Adventures Guild. Let's jump over to Andy, who is affiliated with the Superior Adventures Guild. Hey, Andy.
What's up, everybody? My name is Andy.
Careful.
Andy G3D here on our Twitch channel and our Discord and other places around the internet. Tonight I am playing Desmond Adalar, a second-level human rogue who is ready to figure out what we're going to do next and figure out how he's not going to be forced to be old anymore.
Ooh.
Which, I don't know, it seems like a long shot.
You never know what could happen. It's a fantasy role-playing game. Anything can happen.
Baby.
Yeah, exactly. Kirk is not here, but I'll put Kirk's info in the chat. We love Kirk. We miss him. Kirk, we'll see you next week, buddy. My name's Dave. You guys know me. I play games, produce games, and run games here on Guild Superior with my friends. We have a lot of great stuff coming up later this month, actually starting next week. We've got some new games that are starting up, including a new Monday Night Mayhem game, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for that to kick off. We've got we'll jump back to our new Varden game next week. We'll be back for more Greyhawk next week. And I think I heard a rumor, Bleak, that there's a Shadesong Season 2 starting next week.
I heard a rumor that it's true. There is, in fact, Shadesong Season 2, Winter Thrice, starting next Thursday. 5-episode arc. Awesome players as usual. 10 years later after the last season, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to deep diving into it.
Nice. Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah.
And then we've got some Vaesen happening starting up in the next couple of weeks as well. We've got active casting calls going on over at the channel or the Discord channel. So if you want to get involved or see what we've got going on, I'll post a link to our Discord in the chat. We do really appreciate you guys for being here. If you want to support the channel, follow, subscribe, throw bits at our players or your dungeon master, and you can give people advantages. We turn around then and we use that support to support other content creators. Like, for example, I'm very excited about this. Jose Ortiz is working on some custom character art right now for this particular group of adventurers. I'm so excited. I saw a Lachlan teaser recently, and it looks so cool. Oh my God.
I hope you made him look like Andy, like I wanted.
Oh my God. He looks so good. So good. Thanks, Techie Woman. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. If you want to find out more about what we've going on, like I said, jump over to our Discord, or perhaps check out our Twitter channel and get acquainted with us. We've also got a YouTube where we keep all of our archived material for your viewing pleasure. I wanted to make sure that everybody is aware that we are sponsored by CZRPG Publishing. Our friend Christian has once again given us an opportunity to give something away to you all, our chat buddies. At the end of tonight's stream, we're going to be giving away the Map Mega Bundle, which is 100 different maps with 1,000, one followed by 3 zeros, versions of those maps. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, there's 1,000 maps.
God.
So exclamation mark drawing to get in on that giveaway. You know how it works, folks. We give that away at the end of the stream. You do have to be here to win. It's absolutely redonkulous how much they're giving us to give to you. So thanks to Christian. We really appreciate him and his team over at CZRPG Publishing. They're awesome. They do have a Patreon. If you are into supporting cool folks on Patreon, they are cool folks, and they do good work. Adventures regularly through the Patreon, more maps, etc. So, all right. I'm wondering if I missed anything. I don't think I did. There are some other content creators that I should probably do a quick shout out to. Anna B. Meyer, who creates awesome Greyhawk maps that have absolutely inspired me for finding different places to set these adventures. Our Greycast buddies, Wiley Hobbit and Mateus, who run a podcast that gets into the deep, dark details of Greyhawk, including a bunch of really cool episodes recently about the deities of Greyhawk, which has been really fun. So I really appreciate that. And then our logo, of course, is awesome. Heroes of Greyhawk logo was crafted by our friends Aaron and Adam at Trixie Wizard. They are cool. Go check them out. They are opening up commissions in, I think in January, they just opened up. So go check out their stuff. Very cool folks. That's a lot. I think now we can get into a quick recap of what happened last week, my friends, in the last session.
Is it normal that? Oh, sorry.
Did you have a question, Blake?
There was something weird with the overlay, but
I think you're the weird one on the overlay tonight, my friend. In the last session, our ragtag party of adventurers became heroes during a harrowing attack on Hommlet. The village having been overrun by gnolls, battles raging, fires burning across the village. You pulled yourself together. Desmond, Norb, Xanthi, Lachlan set out from the Nevitz estate, determined to search for villagers in need of assistance, and with a plan to guide as many of the survivors back to the compound before joining up with Burns Badgers to repel the horde. Back in the streets, you swooped in to help your old pal Spugnoir, himself fighting with a pair of militiamen to protect a small group of townsfolk with gnolls threatening them from the ground and dropping down from the rooftops. The party quickly dispatched the immediate threat, but gnolls and hyenas continued to race through the streets looking for prey. Led by Desmond, you disappeared into the darkness between the homes and doubled back to the Nevitz compound. You delivered Spugnoir and the townsfolk to safety, just as a massive plume of fire erupted into the air from the watchtower to the east. Hoping that the Badgers could hold their own, you set off towards the inn to check in with Osler and the patrons that you'd secured inside when the chaos had erupted earlier in the evening. Along the way, you intercepted Canon Teron and Sister Calmer from the Church of St. Cuthbert, them leading a small contingent of militia and pushing the gnolls to the south, confirming the security at the inn, you race towards the sacred grove where the largest of the fires raged. A well-organized fire brigade was already responding to the blaze, but could not reach Jeru Ashstaff's hut, fires continuing to spark in unusual patterns that blocked your response. Suspecting the worst, our heroes entered the grove and began to fight the fires and strange creatures, fire mephits, flitting about the trees and igniting the grove. You destroyed the mephits. You saved Jeru, who had been, you found, severely injured. And back on the streets, the combined effort of the militia and the Burns Badgers quelled the incursion as the remaining gnolls either fled or died at the business end of spear and sword. The community responded by gathering survivors, caring for the injured, and weeping over the dead. You assisted in this effort and began to hear grumblings of blame being cast between the followers of St. Cuthbert and the adherents of the old faith, each blaming the other for precipitating the attack. With militiamen and badgers serving as sentinels, the townfolk made their way to the village hall for an emergency meeting. Away from the chaos, the party discussed their possible role in the gnoll attack and the implications of their actions at the old farmhouse 4 days previous. Lachlan helped the injured while Norb sought counsel with Jeru. Des and Xanthi attended the council meeting. Lachlan learned of the gnoll attack from the east, the explosion of the watchtower construction site, and the tensions among the townsfolk, while Norb discovered that Jeru had been targeted by some sort of elemental assassin who pierced him with a burning shard that was now lodged in his chest, and also knowing now that Jeru's druid staff had been taken during the assault. At the village hall, tensions among the townfolk were high, accusations flying and curses being cast, but the town elders, including Kenter Nevitz, calmed the people and bid them to tend to their loved ones and bury their curses. Much had been lost, as he said, and much work lay in front of them to rebuild. Before retiring, the party was summoned to Jeru's side. He divulged his purpose in Hommlet, a task given to him by the druids of the Gnarly Wood to keep watch for the possible rise of elemental temple to the north, a resurgence of the evil that had once plagued this land. He expressed concern for an associate of his, a half-elf, who was on a similar mission, but in Norb, and asked that you seek them out. Perhaps this attack on Jeru having been just one example of a new assault on order and peace. With the night drawing to a close, you returned to the inn. You made friendly with the locals and slipped away to your rooms for a much-needed long rest. So you get your long rest, my friends, and as we return to the story, the four of you reconvene, coming down from your rooms, gathering in the tavern, which appears to provide a partial lodging space for some probably drunk and very tired militia members who maybe slept there all night. Osler Gundagut is doing the best he can to nurse a terrible splitting headache as he cleans the bar. It's not as early as you normally get up. Of course, the night having been very long with the fighting. But you do find yourself in front of some food, some breakfast. Outside, there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of people moving about. But the four of you are finishing up your meal, and I'll toss it to you, my friends. What would you like to do?
Weren't we supposed to speak with someone this morning? Who was that now?
The right-hand man at Burns Badgers. What was the name? Leroy? No, what was his
Rufus,
name?
right?
Rufus.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Rufus.
think we need to speak with Rufus.
I wonder what he wants to talk about.
I don't know. Can I, as we sit there palavering and enjoying our breakfast, and Xanthi wipes the drool the sleep drool from the karma. Can I get a read on my two companions just to kind of try to gauge, or my three companions rather, because I would assume that Norb would be there, just to gauge like how they're feeling today, if they're, like just what their state of mind is, so on and so forth. Like, like the equivalent to an insight check, but I'd rather just kind of have the players tell me sort of what I pick up on. Maybe.
Yeah, I would say Dez is tired looking. He was kind of fussing with some minor scrapes and bandages and whatnot when he came down. Very tired, but ready after some coffee and breakfast.
Xanthe, yeah, she also looks tired. She looks a little down. After all the stress and that meeting that sounded from last night that sounded very stressful. So like, I mean, she's not like super depressed or anything, but like for Xanthe, she seems a little mellow.
All right. Cool. Well, not cool, but you know what I mean.
How about Lachlan? How does Lachlan look?
Preoccupied, I would say, is his main thing. Like, thanks to the magic and the rest and this, that, the other, even though he died like twice last night, and was running around with 3 hit points for most of it. He's looking, physically fairly well rested, but he looks like there's something, like there's a little storm cloud hanging over his head, sort of thing. And as we're finishing up breakfast and talking about where we're going to go next, I think I'll say, I understand that the events of last night may leave us feeling a little overwhelmed, perhaps a little haggard. Like my Uncle Merle, he was always very haggard. Hell of a singer, though. But I think it's important to remember what we did manage to accomplish, and that while perhaps we did manage to save everyone, we did manage to help a lot of people. And there are a lot of people waking up this morning like us, enjoying their breakfast and seeing the faces of their loved ones who may not otherwise have been able to do so. And so I would urge you, my friends, as you think upon the events of last night and certainly feel their weight settling on your shoulders and on your mind, I would urge you to also consider the good that came of it, and that sometimes it's impossible to prevent the storm. All we can do is batten down the hatches and make sure that the house survives as intact as possible. And that's basically what we managed to do. So I know you're looking all a little glum this morning. I'm not saying we should be out there celebrating and, lighting fires and having a grand old time, but let's not let it grind us down too much.
I mean,
what do you say?
There were some that blamed us last night.
Well,
That's
people
true.
are always going to look for something to blame when something like this happens. And I mean,
Yeah.
I look around to make sure no one's kind of listening in. To a certain degree, I blame us also. It was, we were part of the action that led the gnolls here, but we didn't choose to go there. We were sent there, and we went there for a good reason, and we did our best. And well, what's left now, as my Uncle Merle used to say, is not to cry about the milk that has been spilled on the floor, but to make sure that no more milk gets spilled, and that what has been spilled is picked up.
I think one good thing came out of all of this. You guys, I think I can heal people. Like with my hands.
I did feel a little something when you touched me last night, but in my wounded area. It was very, very nice.
Wait, did you not know you were doing that before? Because I've seen you do it.
What? No, I haven't healed anybody before. But when I touched Drew, like he seemed to feel better. Like when I ran my hand over that glowing embery thing in his chest, and he went to sleep. So I think that I did something.
I think there's much about you that's left to surprise us, Xanthe, and surprise yourself.
Well, I'm just getting the hang of all of these magical things. Like, I'm pretty lucky.
Did you ever study magic? Did anyone ever teach you, or is this just
No.
something that you're doing sort of out of pure will, or by accident even?
A lot of it's by accident. But I think that I'm starting to get the hang of some things. Like the first time that I made someone catch on fire, like that was an accident. But
Yeah,
now
I've seen
I
that a
can
few
do it
times.
like when I want to, mostly.
Putting aside the fact that you want to set people on fire, was there anyone else in your family that had such abilities, or anybody else near you, like some distant relative or friends or teachers, or
I just have Lulu. That's it.
you
So
just
I
have who?
Lulu.
Is that your mother?
Who's Lulu?
Well, she raised me. And like she said, like that I probably shouldn't call her mom, but she looks like me, so I mean, I think we're related in some way. But it's just the two of us most of the time.
But you don't know for sure that you're related. And
But
could
I mean,
Lulu do these things, or?
no, I mean, I've never seen her do them, so I don't think she can.
And if I may, if it's not too prying on my part, did you ever know what happened to your family that you needed to be raised by Lulu, or?
What do you mean?
Well, Lulu raised you, so your parents, father, mother,
Brothers,
siblings.
sisters,
Do
anything
we know
like
anything
that?
about them? Yeah.
Well, she just like looks really panicked.
It's
Dave would-
okay. if you don't want to speak on this, it's fine. We can pick this up,
Yeah.
some other time, or never even. I mean, it's your story. It's up to you to decide if you tell it or not. I didn't mean to pry.
Well, I mean, I have my suspicions. Like I said, Lulu says she's not my mom, but she looks like my mom. So, like, I think maybe she's one of those people who just doesn't like to be called mom, But, like, I've never met my dad. So maybe she doesn't like him very much, so we don't talk about him. But, I mean, I think his last name, I don't know his first name, but I think his last name is Find. Like Find. Find.
Well,
We have something to go off of.
yeah.
If
I
you
know
want to try to find him.
Des is looking for his. No, I don't know if I know that Des is looking for his parents. Do I know that Des is looking for his parents?
No, probably not.
No. Okay.
No.
No, I think Xanthia said, like, piped up and said Des is looking for his parents.
I get the feeling I did, because I think I suggested we look at the courthouse or whatever, the municipal records or something like that.
Yeah, Xanthi was like mentioning it to people as you walked around when you first arrived.
Volunteering it to like whoever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So Des is looking for his parents. Are you also on that particular quest, or are you sort of content not knowing?
No, I wasn't looking for my parents. I mean, like I said, I suspect maybe Lulu is my mom, but I don't really have a need to. I mean, I was pretty happy growing up.
Well, I guess that's all that matters.
Right?
Yeah.
It's more about, this trip is really more about like proving myself as an adventurer than like trying to find family members or anything. But that is a good point. Maybe I have some family members somewhere, but I don't know what city they would be in.
Hey, Blue Box. Thank you so much for the raid.
Thanks for raiding in, you guys. Appreciate it.
Nice. Was just about to say that, Lachlan seems fairly unperturbed, but in the back of his mind is going, man, there's a full bag of stuff there, and I don't know if I want to open it. Well, then. By the way, changing the subject here, I don't know if I mentioned, but I went over to Giroux's place last night after y'all went to bed, and to pick up a few things that I thought he might find useful. I did manage to find a few items that might be of interest, and
Yeah, he said something about that last night.
yeah, so I don't remember what they were, to be perfectly honest. Let me go check my notes. But whatever they were, I would oh yeah.
3 healing potions.
Yeah.
A strange bottle, like a carafe with a lid, a thermos, and a fine pair of elvish boots.
The boots
is what I have in my notes.
Lid, 3 healing pots.
The boots are quite fine and of elvish make.
Those are pretty nice.
Yeah,
Des would know. Des is a footwear guy. We established that early on in the campaign.
Yeah.
Des is all
I know my way around boots. I can see a nice pair of boots from ways off.
I have an image of the boots for you guys up on the stream.
Ooh,
nice.
Those are nice.
Sweet looking boots.
Yeah, I will pull them out of my bag, and I will slide them over to Xanthi and go, if ever you have the time and inclination and you want to look into these and see if there's anything special about them.
Oh, okay. And she'll like pick one up and she'll look at it and she'll cast Identify on it.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, as you cast your magic, give me a description of like how it manifests, like this Identify magic that you use, and then roll a Arcana check for me.
Yeah, I mean, as she's looking at it, her eyes kind of like sparkle for a minute, like almost like liquid gold, and a little bit of like golden light kind of comes out from around her fingertips where she's touching it, as she's examining it all over.
Okay.
And it was almost a 16. It's 7.
7 total.
Can I give her one of my advantages to?
No. You get the sense that these boots were made by elven cobblers, and they in fact are boots of elven kind. Now you're not exactly sure what that means necessarily, because you've never seen boots of elven kind before, but that's what you know that they are based on your magical intuition.
So these are boots of elven kind.
Boots of elven kind.
Mm-hmm.
Would Des know that name?
Roll an Arcana check for me.
Oh God, come on. 9.
You know what you do know is that elves make great boots. These are fantastic looking boots, and without a doubt, they're magic. You know that some of the boots that elves make will allow folks to be extra quiet when they're sneaking about, and perhaps this is that style. Xanthi knows for sure they're magic. Something
they are
magical
totally
about these boots.
magic. I don't know
Right.
what they do though.
Well, I imagine it's something good since Giroux left them for us. I'm willing to bet this bottle, this thing, carafe, whatever it is something too, right? I mean, would it just be in there with everything else?
And Xanthi will pick it up and say, I can't do this anymore. I guess I only
That's all right.
I got really tired. It kind of gives me a headache if I do it more than once a day.
Well, you've done more than enough already. Thank you. We'll just put this aside and perhaps not use it until we know what it's about, just in case it's, a carafe of dehydration or something. But if
Scaredy
those
cats.
boots do, yes, if those boots do what you say they do, Des, perhaps they would suit you fine. I mean, you look like you have very fine and petite feet, so perhaps they will.
Petite.
Well, they say that
I beg your pardon.
as you grow older, sometimes your body tends to shrivel up a little bit.
All right, no.
Is that really a thing? Like when you grow older?
Never heard of that before.
But go ahead, give them a try maybe and see what if they make you dance.
All right. I'll take the boots if nobody else wants them. I mean, I don't know if I need. Well, I shouldn't say that because Des doesn't know what they do. But
But Andy does.
yeah, but Andy does.
I mean, they could make you more sneaky, or we could give them to somebody who is not sneaky at all and maybe needs
Mhm.
help to be sneaky.
Right. Like
I don't think Norb is going to want
to.
to. I don't think Norb is going to want to wear those boots.
No, we're talking about you, Mr. Clankety Clank over there.
I can sneak just fine, thank you very much.
Mm.
It's not me who's not sneaky, it's my armor. It's a different story. And besides, those boots are for elven kind.
Well, it's not an elf dwarf thing, is it? You don't wear
No,
elven
no,
boots?
no, not at all. I like elves. They're crunchy.
What? Not
I think
something
that
I
was a
normally
joke.
hear about elves.
I mean, I appreciate the thought, but going around sneaking is just not my thing. I mean, regardless of whether or not I'm wearing those boots, once I bring down the thunder and the lightning, there's more sneaking to be done.
That's true.
What about you, Xanthe? You also have very petite feet. They might suit you.
I mean, I'm not terrible at sneaking, but I'm not very good at it either. I don't know. Des could put them on, and then he could let us know if it's worth it.
All right. I'll wear them for a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. And if we think someone else could use them more, then we'll switch.
And then you can figure out what they do.
Right. I'll put them on. I'll put them on now.
Probably
Perfect.
a good idea.
Have you ever heard of cursed boots of elvenkind? You
Never
now
heard
have
of it.
a terrible case of athlete's foot.
Oh no!
Bay fungal.
Damn dirty elves.
Sorry, I got a nice remedy for that. A little bit of all-purpose flour, some vinegar, a little bit of lemon zest, makes it go away, like that.
It's a dwarven remedy.
From
A lot of fungus in the
my
dwarven
uncle
community.
Armand Hammer.
All right, so
All right.
Desmond puts the boots on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
They
put the boots
seem
on.
to fit perfectly as you pull them on. It's like they're the
Nice.
perfect size. They looked a little small when you were eyeing them up, but no, they feel like they're form fit to your feet.
Bit shiny. People are going to think I have a lot of money now.
They're beautiful boots.
No one's going to want to play cards with me anymore. Or
Mm,
maybe they'll want to play more because they'll think I have a lot of money.
Well, if you don't want them, I'll wear them. You just let me know.
I think I just need to dirty them up a little bit.
never as a party fought so hard about not using the magical item.
They feel good.
I mean, if they were boots of flying, but
You don't know.
They could be.
Try.
Only Des knows.
Try flying.
Try to fly.
No, it didn't work.
We're trying to fly, or were you farting? What happened?
I'm thinking about flying.
All right, well, while you're thinking about
It's
flying,
not
how about we
working.
go and see Rufus? These potions, I'm guessing we know they're potions of healing, so I guess we'll each take one.
They are indeed 3 potions of healing.
Alrighty.
So each of you takes one.
Yeah.
And you're not going to open the...
No, because
The-
you
the
really want us
carafe?
to, so I'm not going to.
God, you guys are wimps.
Maybe tomorrow, I'll be able to tell you what it is.
I'll open it up.
All right.
Des is
Damn
gonna
it,
look-
man.
Take a look at the carafe.
All right.
Just when I thought we
you
were
pop,
safe.
You
'Cause
pop the lid off of it.
Yeah.
You pop the lid off and you immediately get this steaming sort of steam that comes out of it, this hot vapor, and it smells like the richest, most delicious coffee that you've ever smelt in your life.
Oh my God, it's coffee.
And it's hot.
Smell this.
Are you sure?
It's piping hot too. How
Oh,
does this work?
I don't
put the lid
know.
back on.
Look, for a guy who just like randomly goes outside and craps in his yard, Giroux's got some serious hardware here.
It's
well,
you
I
think
mean,
it's
obviously,
magic?
he doesn't
mean-
use it like on a day-to-day basis since it was underneath his or in his house instead of on his person.
it doesn't feel hot on the outside. It's weird.
But here's a question. Is it milk and sugar or is it black?
Should are you saying you want to drink some of it?
When you
I'm
ask
saying
that,
yeah.
Norb reaches out and grabs it, opens it, pours it into his empty cup. Looks black to me. Somebody give me a death save for Norb. I'm just kidding. He's like,
Oh, damn.
this is
Natural 20.
delicious. This is really good.
Let me
Nice.
try some of that.
Don't tell Osler. Kind of holds it down.
I'll spill out Osler's coffee under the table and try some of it as well.
It's amazing. It's the best coffee you've had maybe ever. Oh, there's some good coffee shops in Verbo City, but this is good coffee.
This is some good stuff.
All right,
You
fill
gotta
me up.
try it. Here.
Xanthi will just chuck it over her shoulder.
It's way better than Osler's.
All right. She'll drink some.
Really strong. It's really, really strong.
That will wake you up.
Very nice. I'm going to wait to
So,
see what happens to them before
just-
I have some.
Or is it always has hot coffee in it, maybe? I mean,
Or
Did the-
maybe
Did
it's
the
a
level
different
go
drink every
down,
day.
or is it the same?
You look inside.
yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't appear to have lost any volume from inside.
Oh,
Just piping hot coffee.
This is a really great thing.
Here,
Like-
I'm gonna try to put the lid back on and then take it off. Is it still coffee inside?
Hot coffee. Just billowing steam.
So here's
Oh.
the plan. We give up adventuring. We open a fucking stall down in the middle
Coffee
of the
shop.
village.
This stuff is gold.
We'll
This is
call
your-
it like, Buck a Star or something, and we'll just
Be rich.
infinite coffee. I like it.
Yeah, like mermaid coffee or something. And it sounds like a really good
Ooh.
idea.
Mermaids.
We could make a lot of
Mermaid
money
coffee.
doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So, Dave, that's what we do. Are you prepared for it? This is
Yeah.
a sandbox,
We
right?
retire.
You can do whatever you want. You can retire at this point. That's not a problem.
All right. Are we
Should we go see
done?
this? Should we go see Rufus?
Are we done fooling around with Giroux's stuff?
Yes, I will tell you that you've got Boots of Elvenkind, Des. You don't
Mhm.
necessarily know what they do yet, but next time you roll for stealth, you'll find out what they do. And then you also have a bottle of Boundless Coffee.
Nice.
So you can add that to one of your inventories, whoever's going to carry that around. It literally
What
is
are
a
the-
boundless carafe of coffee. It will always have
So-
coffee, hot,
Sounds like a Norb
black
thing.
coffee.
What are the potions? Just regular potions of healing, or
Yep. 2d4 plus 2. Straight up.
straight up? Straight up. No.
All right, so you guys head out into the day, walking into the main town square of Hommlet, and immediately as you walk out, you can see that there are the scorch marks of fires that have burned through the town square. There's this big tree that once stood majestic in front of the Inn of the Welcome Wench that is now covered in char and ash, branches of it had fallen to the ground. The ground itself scarred with ash and burn marks. You continue forward and you see the couple who runs the Black Hammer Smithy out cleaning up their almost fully destroyed building. The smithy completely burned down. They look to be just completely destroyed. However, there are other people that are helping them clean up, and they're just getting after the work. They know that there's much to do, much to rebuild, but they are absolutely devastated with the loss. Their business having taken a massive hit. Obviously, the forge destroyed. For what reason, you're not sure. You look to the south, and there's still smoke billowing up from the grove where you had saved Jeru from the fire mephits the night previous. Most of the grove having burned, although some of the trees surviving, yet severely damaged in the fire. As I said, there's still smoke kind of billowing from the ashes. You see Marcus Crassus, the leader of the fire brigade, the young halfling man, bustling about still. He looks extremely exhausted, like he hasn't gone to sleep the entire night, as he's been sort of directing the response of the fire brigade, who are essentially just townsfolk, militia folk, who have spent the better part of the night trying to put out what remains of the fires in the main part of town. You continue east past the Nevitz Manor, and you can see that there are still smoldering piles of gnolls that are burning in the street where they'd been piled. People continuing to throw some of the debris from broken buildings and wooden fuel to keep the fire going, to burn the gnoll bodies, and it stinks. It stinks terribly. As you pass by there, you can see Kai and others at the Nevitz estate, cleaning up, and there's still some injured people in the courtyard that they're responding to. There's still quite a bit of activity. You make your way farther to the east, and you can start to see, as you get closer to the guard tower, again, smoke kind of billowing up from what was the construction site and now appears to be at least partially in ruins. As you approach, you can see that there are some of the Burns Badgers that are still in their Burns Badger sort of uniform, but they are busying themselves with wheelbarrows, gathering debris, moving things off to the side, and trying to clean up the worksite as best they can. You walk up the stone staircase, and you can see this happening. What do you do?
Definitely grim business.
Yeah, it looks like everybody has something destroyed. Hello. We are here to meet with Rufus. Can anybody tell me where he is?
One of the men sort of puts down the wheelbarrow and looks over at you and sort of wipes his ash-covered hands on his shirt, and just big black streaks across his shirt. And he's got a bandage around his head, possibly where he took a hit. And he turns to you and says, "You're looking for Rufus? He's up at the guard tower, most likely. We're just cleaning up, trying to make sense of what happened here."
How did it go here last night? What did go down?
But there was an attack of gnolls here, an explosion. Many of our companions were injured. We lost 6 badgers in the battle. It was terrible.
What exploded?
Well, let me show you. And he kind of motions you over, and you walk up to where the construction site is, right here. Let's see if I can ping there. Oh no, this isn't a ping. Here we go. Right here. and you can see that there is a blast scar, a black burned blast scar of some sort of explosive. He says, we don't know exactly what it was. It wasn't an alchemist fire. It was much more powerful. It had to have been planted there, perhaps, secretly, designed to set us back in our construction work. It's hard to say.
Do you mean there was a spy? Like somebody sabotaged the building?
Or did it just happen during the battle?
Some of the boys are saying they think maybe something along with Missy saying there. Someone set something up. Could have been them gnolls sneaking in under the cover of darkness. Sure seemed like they were trying to hamper our progress.
I don't think gnolls are really known for their sneaking about under cover of darkness. And planting.
Well, they sure as shit surprised the hell out of this town last night, didn't they, fella?
Yeah, but they pretty much still just kind of came at us screaming. It's not like they infiltrated the town and anyways. Sounds a little suspicious to me, but hey.
Well,
it's all a bit suspicious, if you ask me.
Dave, we know like what direction, like we kind of know what happened the night before, right? Like
Well, Lachlan picked up some information when he was talking with some of the like quote unquote first responders during the night while you and Xanthi were at the town hall
meeting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And got the lowdown that the gnolls seem to have come from the east.
Right.
Yep.
So the tower was hit first.
I mean, it would make sense in a sequence of events that they'd come in and hit the tower. You're not sure like what the tactic was or what their strategy necessarily was, but you can tell by looking at the construction site that there was a massive explosion. And then you also notice with your passive investigation that there is a pile of bodies. There are 4 bodies off to the side. Yes, you in the back.
Dave, I assume I've been around. Have I? Yeah. There's gunpowder, right, in this world?
There are in some areas. It's not very
like
it's
if
not
I
very
was
prominent.
on like a ship. No, but if I was like on a ship, did I ever have to like with some pirates? Did I ever
Like cannon?
Yeah, like cannon.
Roll a history check. We'll see. It's not super common. It's more common to have like ballistas. No, you've never been around.
12. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So then I will make my question less specific. I would like to, perhaps through investigation or something, but anyways, I would like to go around in the area and I will look at this ring of, of fire, whatever, like that charred ring that you were talking about. And I'll try to figure out that the center of it is probably where the explosion was. And I'll kind of head in that direction. I'll kind of look around. I want to try to see if I see what type of, if there are bits and pieces of a device left behind, like, was it a barrel? Was it, because like I've used Molotov cocktails before, I just kind of want to try to get a sense of if there's any bits and pieces left behind of whatever device might have caused this, just to try and see if it was something that was thrown. Was it something that was buried? Was it something that was, just to try and get a sense of that.
Okay.
If I may.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check. As you spend some time looking about.
I'll blow one of my advantages.
Okay.
And I will get, nice. I will get 19.
It's really hard to say. It was a very massive explosion. Much of the walls that were being built, the foundation of the new keep, have been destroyed. They've been knocked over. They've been blown apart. So you gather that it was very powerful. You don't necessarily get the sense that there's evidence of a device or something of that nature. But you can see that there's like a crater. Like there's actually like part of the earth the bedrock, the soil on top of the bedrock has been pushed away in the explosion, has actually blasted to the side. So there's a bit of a crater there, not a real strong, deep one, but enough to give you an idea that this was a massive blast radius.
And when I've
I don't know.
seen magical conflagrations, do they usually leave this type of thing, or is it just like fire gets summoned and they burn shit, or like, you know?
So assuming like you've seen a fireball, maybe, I don't know what Lachlan's seen, but if you have, a fireball could do something like that. You know, it could blow something up, especially if there were things there to explode. Mm-hmm. Like if someone had left flasks of oil or
I will ask the guy,
oil.
Did you have any sort of flammable or dangerous substances hidden out here?
Hey, thanks, Wandering. Appreciate that. You got another advantage, Bleak.
Wandering, my man. Thanks.
No, there would have been nothing flammable left at the site. We wouldn't have that there.
It's very suspicious, isn't it? Is there anybody who doesn't want this keep to be built? Like,
gnolls.
Who's been very vocal about it?
I would say.
I mean, besides the gnolls, but...
I don't know, Missy.
This
Hard to
isn't
say.
Rufus, right? This isn't Rufus
No.
that we're speaking to, yeah.
All right.
All I can tell you is that some of these boys over here, and he gestures over to a couple of bodies that are on the ground with tarps over them. They didn't make it.
A lot of people died last night. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Well, those of us that survived got a lot of work to do.
It's true. Think you can take us to a sewer? Hey, Norb, put that down. Put the rocks down. Come on, we gotta go, Norb.
But they need
You can
need
fix stuff up
hugs and help and stuff.
Maybe after we meet with Rufus, you know, you can hug some people.
I bet Rufus needs a hug.
Maybe.
Insight check.
All right, so you make your way back from the construction site and the site of the blast. You can see that many of the tents in the little tent city where the workers were staying are also burned, tattered, destroyed. There are people cleaning up the pieces there as well. But there's fewer people here than last time, for sure. Like, you can definitely tell that there's been a massive loss of personnel and life. You head up to the tower, the watchtower, and you meet with one of the guards who kind of stops you and asks your business. You request a presence with Rufus, and eventually you're brought into the main room again with the different trophies and shields and weapons on the walls sort of displayed to give an idea of majestic sort of accomplishments of Rufus and Byrne. Some paintings, perhaps, of the two of them in their likeness, having conquered different adventures and the like. But eventually, Rufus comes down the stairs. You can tell that he looks tired, but when he sees you, he sort of like straightens up a little bit. Well, looks like you survived. Good to see.
That was quite the fight last night.
Aye, it sure was. That was a doozy.
Any idea what caused that explosion out there?
I think
we were just
someone...
looking at that crater.
Yeah, that was that set us off a bit. Not sure exactly what happened, but well, my guess is that someone placed some flammable materials there. I don't know how those gnolls got a hold of a fire thrower of some kind. Maybe they got some mages in their employ.
Well,
damn, if that didn't blow up fast.
We did see some things in the grove last night.
Yeah, that and Drew's wound.
There were some kind of little fire creatures. that would blow up when you killed them. I
Yeah,
haven't really ever seen one before. Don't know what they are.
could have been that maybe, but this was a hell of a explosion.
You know, like when we ran into those gnolls outside of town, they said that they had fallen out with like a group of bandits, but they had been working together. So maybe someone who was working here was still working with them? Like a man on the inside?
Well, I suppose it's possible. Anything's possible. You, looks to Norb. Did you come here to help with the reconstruction? Help clean up the place?
He's here to hug some people.
He's good at hugging.
Oh, there's a lot of people around here that probably need a hug right about now.
This is the right-hand man, right? Not the
Head
Excuse
guy.
me? Right-hand
guy.
man.
No, I'm sorry. I'm asking Dave.
I'm sorry, we haven't met. My name is Rufus, and you are?
This is why you have an accent.
Who are these people, Norb? These your friends? We haven't
We've
met.
Oh,
Mhm.
I'm Xanthi. I'm sorry, I thought I'd met everybody already.
I don't believe we've met, Xanthi. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, it's so nice to
Didn't-
meet you as well.
Didn't we meet Rufus before? Isn't he the one that sent us out to the farmhouse?
No, that was Burn, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we met someone before Burn who took us to Burn.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
that
we
wasn't
met Rufus
Rufus.
before.
That wasn't Rufus.
That wasn't Rufus?
Mm-mm.
Norb
Well,
met Rufus.
Norb
on
met
That-
Rufus.
That was
Yep.
Leroy. Rufus is okay.
All right.
Sorry,
well,
Rufus. I totally
Leroy.
thought you were somebody else there for a second.
Not every other guy in D&D is named Leroy. It's every third
Leroy.
guy. It's every third guy.
Unless you're playing in Bama.
Yeah, sorry, we only
It's true.
we spoke with Burn before when we got our mission to go out.
Yeah, Burn. He ain't back yet from his trip up north.
When did he leave?
I have 5 days a week, maybe.
too
Oh,
bad
he
wasn't
regularly
here.
leaves?
Nah, he said he
5
had
days a week?
some business he had to attend to in Verbo.
Oh,
Something he had to look into. I don't know.
Well, Rufus, without trying to make a pun, we are sort of walking around here picking up some pieces and sort of trying to fit them together and seeing where it all leads. The things that are emerging right now seem to indicate that the gnoll attack was one thing, but it was perhaps more of a smokescreen than anything else, that there were, in fact, some directed actions, attacks taken to specifically target particular people or groups in the city under the cover of the attack from the gnolls. You were obviously targeted very, very specifically in a very technically advanced manner, and
Agreed.
it seems Giroux was also targeted very specifically last night. He in fact
Yeah.
believes that this was all about him, but
Yeah, I've fought a lot of gnolls in my time, friend, and well, these gnolls were organized. They were well armed. They had prior knowledge of targets. You know, that leads me to believe that there's something else going on, like you're saying. If Giroux was the target, they hit him good and they hit him hard because he's not doing well, from what I understand.
Xanthi did what she could for him, and it did ease his pain somewhat, but it's not out of the woods yet, that's for sure.
Well, I know I
Right.
lost 6 men last night, and that's a pretty sizable number given what we have here.
You say
We're
you
going to be
fought a lot
spending
of
a
gnolls.
lot of time cleaning up and trying to keep some level of security. Nevitz and the town militia suffered some serious losses too. I made the decision last night to send 2 of my men out to track the gnolls. Not to engage, but yeah, there's some sort of intel. Figure out where they came from and where they're going and maybe who they're working with.
Do you know which way they left?
Yeah, they went east.
Back
Now,
the way they came.
I know you've done some good work in the past for us, for Burn. And I know you aren't badgers, but we sure could use your help. We got to get to the bottom of this. I don't know if they're going to come back. We gave them a good whooping, but God knows, there could be more of them.
Well, it's pretty clear from the information that we encountered when we were out at the farm that there was some sort of alliance going on. There was talk about someone named
The handsome bastard.
or the beautiful bastard, the handsome
Beautiful
bastard.
Yeah, I was
Beautiful
gonna
Beautiful
say.
bastard.
The
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah, your friend
bastard.
Norb told me about that. That was the guy you were talking about, right, Norb? Yeah. Well,
You ever heard that name before?
I haven't heard that name before, but hold on a second. Let me show you something. I didn't show you this last time, Norb. He goes over and he pulls out the shield and he shows the shield. I had a group of my boys go back out to the farmhouse after you returned. Norb filled us in and we sent a group out there to check on it. We found the half-buried gnolls. We found the dead bandit, who we identified as a ringleader named Mel. You recall the fellow you brought back to us, Anders? Yeah, he identified that body.
Mel's guys.
Yeah.
I guess they need a
Well, they
new
had
club
this
name.
shield there too. Yeah, I don't even know if they need a name anymore, miss. If they're it isn't good for them maybe, but nevertheless, let me show you this. He pulls out this shield. You guys look at it and it's got this motif of an eye, a flaming eye on it. Eye of fire. It says, I don't know if this means anything to you, but we found this in the swamp
Does
up
it mean
behind the
anything to us?
farmhouse.
Yeah, does it mean anything to us?
Other than the need for Visine?
No, it doesn't mean
Hay
anything to you
fever.
guys.
I'll pick it up. I'll check it out with my Smith's eye. Is this like a, good quality, bad quality, old, new?
It's old and it's been it's been sunken in the swamp for quite a long time, but the craftsmanship is pretty good. It's not extremely high quality. It looks like it was probably mass produced, but it's not shoddy workmanship.
Dave, would any of the iconography remind Des of what he saw when he was young, like during the previous Hommlet
Ooh,
troubled
question.
times?
yeah. Roll a history check.
What
Right.
we really want to know is this the mark of the orcs of Isengard?
Never
Ooh,
heard of
not
it.
bad. History, you said?
Yep.
22.
Damn.
Mm.
Yeah, you
Rolled an 18.
immediately you don't like, you were pretty young, so, and you weren't at like the Battle of Emerald Meadows, for example. You know, your father and your mother essentially tried to keep you from getting pulled into what was going on. You were probably 10, 8, 9, 10, something like that. But you immediately think of the battle with the horde from the Temple of Elemental Evil. And as that thought comes into your mind, Rufus says, my biggest concern, given the shield here, is that there's something brewing. Something brewing to the north. Now, Anders, he seems to want to convince us that there's something going on out at the old moat house.
We've heard of that.
He
What's-
said that Mel and the boys were using that as a staging area. I don't know. We haven't been out there for a long time.
Where is the old moat house? If you say it next to the moat, I'm gonna.
I wasn't going to say that.
Okay, good.
It's nowhere near the moat. Just kidding. There's a moat all the way around it.
So, Where's the smoke?
To the east, the northeast. And I think why don't I show you on the map? Here, you got that map handy?
Andy,
Yeah, okay. I'll take it out.
Hi, Gath. It's off of the high road out in the marshes. It's
We know
been
that road.
it's been dormant for quite some time. And he
I'm like the high road.
it's right here, the moat house.
Mm-hmm.
Free from
Right there.
strife and
North of the old abandoned farmhouse.
Yeah, we never got that far.
No, because the abandoned farmhouse was very far from abandoned. I'm just saying this map needs to be updated because there was a lot of action at that farm.
Occupied farmhouse.
Yeah, it had appeared like the gnolls had been there more than once.
There's a lot going on there.
Well, I don't know if that's where these gnolls set out, but they headed east. I got 2 boys out tracking them.
My feeling is
they might need some backup. I can't spare anybody at this point. I got 10 guys. I got to have sentinels up. We got to get some work done on cleaning up this job site. We got to help out Nevitz. Shit. Hero's job is never done, they say, and the goddamn truth.
let you know if I ever become a hero. I would be interested in checking out this moat house. If it was where Mel and his buddies hung out and they're kind of in shambles right now, it might be as safe as it's ever going to get to go there and eyeball the place. What y'all think?
Well, we could check it out because, like, if there's nothing there, we could maybe continue to journey north to Norb to visit the friend that we had in Norb, right?
Mhm.
You got friends in Norb?
Yeah, we have a friend in Norb.
Xanthi's got
but-
friends everywhere.
Have you heard
well,
any
you
news
know.
from there? From
You been to
Norb? Did
Norb
they get
before,
attacked?
friend?
Have I?
Yeah.
No,
Any
I've
of you?
never been there. No.
I
What's it
haven't
like?
been there either, actually. I
It's
just,
a
we know
nasty, dangerous place. As quaint and friendly as Hommlet is, or used to be. Who knows what'll happen after all this goes through? There's been a lot of talk of strife brewing. People, when they should be pulling together, kind of pulling apart from each other. Doesn't seem right. Norb
some of that last
is a
Real hive
denizen
of scum and villainy.
filth. It is a filthy place. You be careful if you head that way.
Is it bigger than Hommlet?
And Rufus is handsome.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I'm chiseled. Look at that jawline.
I know.
Rufus.
Okay.
Rufus.
Anyway.
I checked Xanthi. Is she reacting? Okay. You fell under the charm of the first guy really easily, so I'm just kind of trying to
Are you
prevent
saying
a
this out
repeat
loud?
here.
I can actually hear you. I'm right here. And I do have an effect on people sometimes.
Maybe he's the beautiful bastard.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think
Easy there,
Sly
pal.
Sparrow just
Easy.
sold it.
You know, you're not supposed to accuse people while they're standing in the circle with you.
That's right.
Well, one
Like,
thing's
he's
for
right
sure.
here.
One thing's for sure, Des. We know definitely you're not the handsome bastard, so
Son
you're
of a
safe.
bitch.
How'd you
But
end-
that was
by
just
the way-
mean.
By the way, how'd you end up? He's looking at you, Des. How'd you end up getting wrapped up with all these young folk here? You being sort of an elderly fella.
I'm not that old, all right. I just look old. It's confusing.
He's like 20.
I'm 20
No
years
shit.
old.
Damn.
Yeah.
Rough life, man. Rough.
Yeah, you've been out in the
life.
sun too long, pal. You gotta moisturize. How do you think I got this beautiful skin tone? Look at this.
Outback
talk about it.
moisturizing with lard.
This is overwhelming.
Smelled like bacon in here.
Let's
All
just
right.
say that farmhouse was full of surprises.
And ghosts. It was
And
full
ghosts.
of ghosts.
And fucking copa flufflophagus.
Murder pigs.
Murder pigs.
Some kind of death laser on the back.
And fucking spiders. Giant fucking spiders. Like, don't get me started on the spiders. It was
a bad place to be.
Yeah.
You've been through a lot.
Yeah.
For a couple of kids and an old guy.
He's 20.
A 20-year-old old guy. Look, I'm not going to tell you your business, but moisturizer, seriously.
40-year-old virgin. Okay.
In all seriousness,
It's too late.
we could use your help. I got 2 guys out there. I told them to be careful and hang back, but...
All right, who are these guys in case we run into them?
Jenkins and Lars.
I love surprising the GM with my question. Are you writing them down also, Dave? Jenkins?
Yes, I just wrote them down.
So that's who's supposed to be at the moat house?
I don't know where they're headed. I told them to follow the trail of the gnolls. Find out where they're coming from or what they're doing or give us some sort of intel that we can use. I couldn't spare going after them and trying to hunt them down with full force. We need to keep an eye on things around here.
Okay. Well, we could look into it. And, if we find something worth reporting, we'll be back. And if we don't find anything, we'll maybe keep going.
Look, if you come across this beautiful bastard, take him out.
Where?
Take him out to the field and put him down.
Oh,
If you catch my drift.
That's really...
I caught your
Fortunate.
drift.
Xanthi's like, I'll date him.
Where do we? Out to dinner?
Do you know a nice place? Right. Okay. Sure. I'm up for a little trek. Hey, speaking of which, Rufus, let me ask you a question. You guys don't have horses, do you?
To spare, we don't. You could talk to Ranos Davil at the Mercantile. They may have horses.
Man, he's gonna charge us an arm, a leg, and...
Yeah, that guy's a piece of work, if you ask me. You guys also remember, Xanthi and Desmond, that he was basically accusing you guys last night of being the cause of the gnoll attack at the town hall.
I know. After we spent all that good money there.
Yeah.
You know how many tents we
Yeah.
bought off that guy?
And we have no more tents. We were gonna have to go and buy more tents.
Yeah.
I got tents. You need some
And then
tents?
Knowles shat all over him.
Yeah,
we need
would
at
you
least
mind?
one tent.
Do you know how to
because
set them up?
You
I
wait
don't know
until
how
it's
to set
dark,
them
right?
What was that? I didn't hear you.
It's deep prestidigitation, right?
We need to get that recorded. We'll figure it out. They come with directions, right?
Freaking look, Norb is a
Direction
learned
scroll.
man. Norb is a learned man.
Yeah.
He'll
We'll give them to the professor. He'll set
That's
them up.
right.
Look, I
Did
can't
most of it last
guarantee
time.
that you'll make it back. Can't guarantee that it'll be safe. I can guarantee you'll have some nice tents. And I can
Well, you know.
guarantee that we will be grateful if you can find out what's going on. There's something at the moat house. If this
always
beautiful
say-
bastard is holed up there, if you can take the man out, and when I say out, kill him. If you catch my drift now, we'll just be more explicit
Mhm.
next time.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
thank you. I appreciate it.
I always say it's not the result that matters; it's the intent.
In this case, I think the result's going to be pretty important. But I like your intent as well. As long as you can set it up.
Oh, I can pitch a tent.
No comment, friend.
Anyways.
I would like a free tent. Thank you. Because I think I'm the only one who does not have one right now. Because mine got stampeded.
Yeah, for sure.
Stampooted.
Do we need anything else?
Some supplies, but we can probably get that from Osler.
Yeah, like the inn, not DNG, because Lachlan, I don't know if we told you this, but that guy was super mean to us, and
he started accusing us as being responsible for the gnoll attack at that meeting last night.
How would you be responsible?
The dude with the finger on the scale over at the store?
Yeah.
Because of, we went there and bought some supplies off them, told them we were on a mission for the Badgers, and I guess they just assumed we stirred up the trouble. Although, if you ask me, this place has been a beacon of trouble for a while now. Those gnolls didn't come out of nowhere.
It's not like we went there looking for gnolls. They just showed up. We were looking for bandits.
You don't pay that Ranos Dabble any mind. He's just scared and worried and devastated by what happened, just like the rest of them. There's people accusing their neighbors of, being responsible for this. It's just ridiculous. Look, we haven't had much problem here for a while, but we've known it was coming. We've known there was something. It's only a matter of time. Bandits seep back in. The humanoids follow. Gnolls, it was just a matter of time. There's gnolls off in the Lort Mills and the Cron Hills. Economy starts to recover and brings all kinds of scum and villainy in.
Well, look, thank you for that pep talk. I mean, I'm certainly feeling right. Okay, let's go before I decide to commit myself to a nunnery.
Are you considering devoting yourself to Cuthbert? I could put in a good word for you if you need a blessing.
No, I'm okay. No thanks. I've got my own.
Well, if you change your mind, let me know. I got a little bit of
got some pull with the Cuthbertines.
A little bit of influence over there at the church, if you know what I mean.
Well,
Did you pay them a lot of gold too? Because they asked us for a lot of
Pretty
gold.
much. Yep. Made quite a few offerings in my day.
It's expensive.
I mean, between us here, this whole Cuthbert thing is why we're here.
What do you mean?
Well, the Viscount sent us down here to build a church after the temple was put down, sealed up, locked. Build a church, protect the countryside, build this watchtower, protect the countryside, outpost of observation, build a keep, protect the countryside. So it's no surprise that they hit us and tried to knock the keep down. Whether or not Jeru Ashstaff was a target or one of the targets, they probably set us back. Between murdering my men and blowing up my construction site, they probably sent us back a year.
Okay, so the Viscount is a follower of Cuthbert.
Yeah, he sponsored the building of the church. And in our presence here, once we get this keep built, place will be safer.
Will he send you some reinforcements now?
Well, I certainly hope so.
Do you know have you been in contact with Byrne? Do you know if he knows what happened here?
I don't know if Byrne's aware of what happened or not. We haven't been able to reach him. He's up in Verbo, as I mentioned. We've sent word, so I can only imagine that we'll have reinforcements, but it's not going to come immediately.
All right, well, let's be on our way. The earlier we set out, the earlier we arrive.
That's right.
Yeah, we should get going.
We'll let you know if we find anything.
You keep being handsome.
I always do.
All right, let's head out. We'll pick up some tents from them if they'll let us have a couple tents.
Yeah, you guys can pick up some tents. Is there anything else that you might ask for from them?
Yeah, like a couple lanterns, maybe some rope.
Des will stock up on some crossbow bolts.
Yeah, they have
Possible.
bolts. Yeah, you get
All right.
20 bolts for sure.
Sounds good.
As you guys are getting ready to leave, Rufus kind of stops Norb. Hey, Norb, before you leave, I got something for you. Look, you guys are kind of off, maybe like looking at the tents or something and getting bolts. And he says to Norb,
Very nice tent.
The hope is that you gather information, put down whatever's going on at the moat house. We won't have anybody we can send out there to help you until, God willing, reinforcements arrive from Verbo. But I got something for you. Hold on. You might think you can put this to use. He goes to this chest and he opens up this chest and he pulls out this long bundle. It's like this black felt fabric bundle, and he sets it down on the table in the watchtower keep, and he starts unraveling it really daintily, like pulling the fabric apart, and he reveals this beautiful greatsword. And he says, I used to wield this sword, and well, it's magical. I don't know if you've ever heard of a moon-touched blade before, but well, it's no blade of Korisk, but it's a finely crafted weapon and imbued with the magic of Dumadon. I think this will be pretty helpful for you. I want you to take it. I want you to come back and return it when you're done. You're bound to survive by this promise, Norb. Norb is like kind of speechless, and he looks down and he kind of just runs his hand over the blade. Just sparkles. Beautiful. Got a picture of it up on the stream. And Rufus bundles it back up. And he says, puts it back in the sheath, bundles it back, and he says, when you unsheath the sword, it'll illuminate the darkness for you. Use it wisely. Put an end to whatever's going on at the moat house, and make sure you come back. All right. Well, I got a lot of work to do. Oh, shit. Good luck. And he leaves. Norb joins you guys. Holy shit, guys. Dude gave me a sword.
That looks pretty nice.
Oh, that's way better than a tent.
Did you say that was a great sword?
Mm-hmm.
It's a great sword.
Thing's enormous.
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, it's bigger than Des.
It's like almost as tall as I am, yeah.
Crazy business
Shiny.
ahead. Yeah.
All right, we better hit the road, huh? Gotta get.
And he
some
made you
gnolls to catch
promise
up to.
to come back to him.
I guess so.
Wait,
Touching.
Yeah.
Are you
I mean,
guys dating now? Like he gave you a
No.
sword and he said come back. And...
I am
mean-
officially empowered to celebrate
turns red.
weddings and whatnot. Like, I can actually do that.
All right,
Not just because I'm a
guys,
priest, because I was on a boat.
guys.
I don't know. There was
Inappropriate.
I could
He's
detect some
new.
chemistry there.
I mean, you could do worse.
I guess.
All right.
We'll stop picking on the guys not here.
He's just super embarrassed. Red face. You guys are funny. And he just kind of
I mean,
walks away.
I'd date him.
And with that, revelation from our dwarven...
Thunderlord.
Oh, the thunder from down
Thunder
under.
Dwarf.
We're going to take a quick break, my friends. Thank you all for hanging out with us. and supporting this stream. We really appreciate it. You guys, we have so much fun playing this game, and it makes it even more fun when you're hanging out with us. Thanks for the raid from Blue Box. Big shout out to John and the crew coming in. Thank you for the follows. Thanks for hanging out and just being goofy with us in the chat. If you want to support us, please do consider giving us a follow. And we'll be back in 5 minutes. We have a giveaway. Don't forget about the giveaway. We're giving away this mega bundle, this map mega bundle. There we go. Dude, 100 maps with 1,000 variations. It's ridiculous. Thanks to CZRPG for supporting us and giving us cool stuff to give away. There's the image on screen for you. Exclamation mark drawing to get in on the action. It looks like we've got people. Yeah, cool. We've got a bunch of people who are signed up for the giveaway. Get in on the action. We'll be back in 5 minutes. We'll see you in just a few. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are back. You're back. Everybody's back. And we're going to dive back into our story. Real quick, before we do, make sure that you enter to win the big giveaway tonight. This is the Mega Map Bundle, otherwise known as the Map Mega Bundle. A bundle of maps. And then you throw mega on top of it because there's 1,000 of them. So exclamation mark drawing to win 1,000 maps, possibly, at the end of tonight's stream. Thanks to CZRPG for continuing to sponsor us and support us. We really do appreciate them. If you want to check out their full catalog at DriveThruRPG, there's the link. They're awesome. You can also use the code to get 10% off if you're a Dungeon Master. Their stuff is awesome. If you're a player and you want to get this for your Dungeon Master, I'm sure they would very much appreciate it as a nice gift to them. So thanks for being here, my friends. And let's dive back into this. Our party had just gotten a bit of a update on what had happened at the Watchtower the night previous when the gnolls attacked. They spoke with the leader of the Badgers, Rufus, in charge while Byrne is away on business to the north. What strange business he happens to be doing, we don't know. But hopefully there will be some reinforcements sent by the Viscount from Verbo City to resupply and reinforce the casualties that the Watchtower experienced during the attack. Now, our party met with Rufus, got some intel. A magical sword was given to Norb, who had proven himself capable as not only a manual laborer at the construction site during his downtime for the last 4 days or so, helping out with the construction of the keep, but then had some conversations with Rufus during that time, had provided Rufus with some information about what had transpired out at the old farmhouse. And then through the heroism of the group had helped to defend Hommlet from the gnoll incursion. Seeing you now as trusted defenders and allies, perhaps, he had pulled Norb aside and given him a moon-touched greatsword blade that he had once wielded in battle. A magical blade of some renown, which Norb graciously accepted. And the four of you now leave the Watchtower. And where are you going next? What's happening here, my friends?
So I think that what we should do, and Xanthi pulls out the map again, is we should head up towards the moat house and then we can just have a look at it, and if there's really anything there and stuff we need to report, and we can go back. But if there's nothing there, then we're like a fourth of the way to Norb, and we can check out what happened to Ashstaff's friend Sharal, the half-elf agent who has gone missing.
So do you want to go by the low road or by the high road and then go through the gnarly forest?
I mean, that's a lot of country. I mean, it might not look much, but do we know what kind of...
If that's what we're doing, we're going to have to like settle our bills and pack our stuff.
Well, I thought maybe we could go up the low road and then like cut across to check out the moat house.
Dave, what would we know about the area? Like, would that be possible?
Roll a survival check for me, Desmond. We'll see how much you know of this region.
17.
You know from the map symbology that it looks to be swampy. You can tell from all the little swamp-like icons around the moat house. You get a sense that you do know for a fact that the low road is more well-traveled.
Mm-hmm.
The road that travels, the high road that travels through the gnarly forest is more direct, but also travels through some very rough forest that has, there's rumors of the trees kind of like coming to life. You've heard like stories when you were a kid, like the trees fighting off logging companies who had gone in to fell trees and to harvest timber, and then being run out of the gnarly forest by trees that somehow came to life and defended themselves. Just some of these like maybe old wives' tales, maybe real stories, as you've gotten older and you've had more experiences. It's not out of the realm of possibility so it's dangerous. That there's banditry. You heard the rumor before you even arrived in Hommlet that there were gnolls that were attacking people along the high road.
All right, well, I think the road would be less dangerous, but that's all swamp there. That country we'd be cutting across.
Is that what that stippling is supposed to be? Swamp?
I think so, yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean, we could just take the road to the moat house, and then hey, there's like this little path through the forest, the high road. We could just take that.
Yeah, we know the way to the farmstead.
Mm-hmm.
We did run into trouble on the way there. But, I think most of those guys are dead now.
Right. Those guys are no
Unless
longer attacking people,
Yeah.
and the gnolls were on the runs, and a lot of them died here in Hommlet, so maybe they aren't just attacking people on the road anymore.
So we go by the high road.
I think the high road will be more direct. Like, get us closer to the actual moat house.
Okay.
And if we continue on to Norb, like, look how short it is to take the high road.
Yeah.
It's shorter, but it's through the forest.
We'll deal with going to Null once we see what's at the moat house. I mean, whatever. There might be stuff there that's going to make it a bit difficult for us to keep going. We'll see. But let's get some supplies. Go back to the inn. Sorry, I was like hotel, motel, inn.
Holiday Inn?
Yep, the Holiday Inn, the Wandlin, the Motel 6.
The Inn of the Welcome Wench.
Yeah.
Yes, that place. Who's the wench it refers to? Sam?
I think you'd have to ask.
I
Never
wanted to
found out.
ask, but I was afraid it would be a little, inappropriate.
Only
now
if
that we
you're
say that,
being weird about it.
But now that we
I think we
saved
should
the
just hit
town-
the road. Let's go. Go get
I
our
want to go
stuff.
back.
and-
I want to go back to the inn.
yeah.
All right. You go back to the inn.
Hey, Osler, what's up?
Yeah. Hell of a night.
Yeah.
You guys doing all right? You look all right. You're not hurt,
Okay.
are you?
Well, we
No.
got a little bit hurt, but
I feel much better.
Eh.
Yeah, I took a couple of hits yesterday.
I didn't get a chance to say it, but
and
Thank
you don't
you.
need to. You
thank
don't
you
need
for. No, I do. I do need to. Thank you for standing by us last night when you could have easily left us. You protected the people that were here, and you protected the establishment, and I appreciate it.
to. Don't even mention it. People have been good to us. Although, if you're feeling generous, you could throw a ham and a couple of potatoes in a bag for us.
Yeah, we're going to go. See
We're
if
going
we
to go,
can track
yeah.
some gnolls and find out.
Tracking gnolls.
Like they attacked this place, and why. And we want to make sure that they don't continue attacking.
We're gonna serve them some back road justice.
Well, I can get behind that. Hang on a bit. And he shuffles off into the kitchen.
It was
I'll
a nice
just go
shuffle
round
he
up
did.
my things.
Yeah, me too. And Xanthi will run upstairs and pack her few things that she's left in the room.
I'll look around. Is Spug Noir in the room?
Spug Noir is not there.
Damn it, he missed his call to adventure. I don't think I have a room anymore. I think I gave it to Norb.
Norb gathers up his things. The rest of you gather whatever you have. Osler comes back to you with a small burlap sack that has some fruits and vegetables in it. There's some dried meats. You're checking out then, at least for the time being.
Well, probably for a couple nights, but last time we said that we came right back, so who knows? But look, let me leave some coin with you and keep our rooms open for a couple nights, and then if we are not back in 2-3 nights, then you can rent them out. So I'll pay him out for 3 nights worth.
All right, sure, of course. Hey, good luck, and make sure you do come back. We could use folks like you around here. Makes me feel a little bit better to have people around here who can, defend us.
I got you. Hey, would you happen to know where we might acquire some horses?
I mean, there's the D&G Mercantile. Those guys, they should have something, I would think.
Nobody else? They don't like us there.
Oh, why would that be? Can't imagine. You're the most likable people I've met in a while. And I never say that to everybody.
I know, but all right, we'll give it a think. Thanks a lot, and we'll be back.
Very well.
I'll go and pick up all my stuff too, and we'll split out the food between the 4 of us.
Okay. You have each of you has 2 days rations of high quality, good food, not just tack.
Nice.
Not just dried, tough dried meats. This is like good, some fruit, some vegetable. There's even a couple of small, personal sized like apple pies in there.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Nice.
It's a regular Happy Meal.
Their toy. As we exeunt stage left, do you think we should bother trying to get horses from the mercantile guys, or?
I don't think we could afford them.
I agree. It's,
Plus, what happens if we get them killed?
In a town that has just been like, everything has been burned, do you know how much they probably want to charge for a horse?
Yeah, but I just figured maybe they'd factor in the fact that we're riding out to meet death for them, but
I don't know. You should have seen them at the meeting last night. I don't think we're...
Yeah, but tempers are running a little high last night, understandably. Their house just got burned.
He was not thankful. Let's just put it at that.
Was he kind of over the top about it? Like, let's say that I was in league with people who did some stuff and I wanted to make sure people didn't look at me and I wanted them to look at some other people, and then I'd start yelling like, hey, look at them. Was it kind of like that, or was it just I'm an idiot?
I don't know.
It's really hard to tell
but...
when someone is an idiot or if they're not.
He just called it out in front of the whole meeting that he thought we were responsible.
Oh, fuck him in his tents.
Yeah, we don't need anything from him right now. I mean, horses would be nice, but, we can't really travel by the road that often. Unless you like arrows. I don't like getting shot.
When you're around, I never fear arrows.
They kind of all go to this.
Yeah, you're like the best protection.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to be on top of a horse, like bigger target.
Did you piss off an arrow maker in the past or something, and now they're...
I don't think so.
Okay. How those boots holding up?
Pretty nice. They feel great.
Yeah?
Yeah, they fit like a glove. Yeah.
Well, in some ways, they're kind of like a mitten.
A foot mitten. They feel good. I feel real, like they don't make any sound. It's really weird.
That's very
I should
nice.
get me a pair of those. All right. All right. I'm good. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Head out.
Norb,
Where are
lead the
you
way.
heading?
We head east out of Hommlet.
Oh, you're leaving town. Okay.
Yes.
We are heading
We're getting out of
towards the
here.
moat house by way of the high road.
Yeah, until the fork, and then I think we should be a little more careful. What do you guys think?
So you take the main road to the fork.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're heading out. You're destined for the moat house, and you travel most of the day. You've spent the better part of the morning, at least, up until maybe noon, having breakfast, speaking with Rufus, going to gather your things, having conversations with Osler, and then heading out of town. And you get to the fork as the afternoon is sort of, the sun is hanging low, mid to late afternoonish. There's the low road heading to the north. There's the high road continuing east. You've been here before. There's a copse of trees to the east in the distance that you had, if you recall, had snuck through and come out on the other side as you made your way to the abandoned farmstead, having gotten into a hugging battle with a griffin. I think it was a griffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many of these, 2x is a league? How many leagues can we do in a day?
Oh, you could probably do, close to 12 miles maybe, or 14 miles in a day, I would say. So you could do like 4 of them.
Okay, so if we crashed out here tonight, yeah, it's ugly either way.
You could make it to the copse of trees if you pushed it, and you could camp there. Then you wouldn't be out in the open. It's kind of like rolling grassland countryside. And then there's like these pockets of forested land.
I think we should definitely try to camp in cover.
I I would like to ask Norb to create us like an earth mound kind of thing, a bit off the road that would cover the height of our tents. So if people were walking by in the night or the dim light, they wouldn't see tents there.
Yeah, he could do that.
Right.
Absolutely.
But are we going to go a little bit further and camp out in the wooded area?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I mean, we could do that too. There.
We can do both.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be better to be in the cover of trees, probably. But
Yeah,
well,
but then we can
you
still
guys
build
think?
a little earth wall thing to
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
hide the
to
light
hide us
from the
from the
fire
road.
and all that. Yeah, for sure. Watch out for griffins.
Yeah, so we'll push on a little bit further till we get to that forested area that we went through before,
Yeah.
Okay.
if possible.
Absolutely.
Starting to feel like we've been down this road before.
We
Twice.
have. Do you think we should travel the way that we went before when we ran into the griffin? Like
About we
stay off-
not. About we not.
Stay off the road.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that we need to stay off the road. Because
The
I
gnolls-
think that everybody is probably running the opposite way.
Well, the gnolls could be watching the road.
Who knows? Yeah, let's
We'll discuss.
there's fucking giant spiders at that farmhouse. Let's just stay in the cobs of trees.
I'm not saying I want to go back to that farmhouse. I'm saying
Mm-mm.
wide berth.
We go there
the
and you
same
get another
general
20
direction.
years. Yeah.
While you guys are having this conversation, Norb, you hear Norb's voice. All right, guys, it's all set up. What are you waiting for? Get your tent set up. And you can see that he's sculpted this earthen berm behind it. You can set up your tents and you are concealed from the road. You're up against the edge of that copse of trees. So you've got some cover from the trees that cover you from above, and you've got cover of his earthen berm from the road.
All right.
You get your tent set up. Xanthi, roll a survival check as you try to set up your tent. Not bad. You start to get it set up. It looks a little like off center compared to the other tents, but easily you like, oh, I got it, and you move one of the tent stakes around one of the poles, and it's like it looks great. And you're like super happy with it.
My first tent. It's great.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, it looks good.
Thank you.
All right, so my friends, are you going to set up any watches? What is your plan for the evening as you spend the night in the wild after having been in Hommlet for about 5 nights?
Yeah, we're gonna have to get used to this again. Yeah, we should definitely set up a watch. Who wants to go first?
I guess I could go first.
I don't mind. I go first, last, and middle. It's all good. So how about you decide, Des? You become the watchmaster. You tell us who's watching when and where.
Well, we're definitely not putting Norb first.
No.
He has a
Norb
history.
last. Yeah, we'll put Norb last.
Might not have been from this campaign,
Mm-mm.
but yeah, sure. I don't care. I'll. Xanthi, why don't you take first watch?
Okay. I will take first.
And then wake someone up. Not Norb.
Okay. All right.
Not Norb.
Not Norb.
All right, Xanthi, so you're going to take the first watch. Go ahead and give me a perception check as the fire burns low, the darkness sort of encompasses the countryside, and then give me a D12.
13 on my perception.
Okay.
And an 8 on the D12 roll.
Okay. It is a chilly night. You feel the cold of this sort of like fall weather. We're in the month of Patchwall, towards the end of the month. It's kind of like the October of our world, and there's a chill in the air. There's a breeze that you can hear the leaves, the sort of dried leaves still on the trees, kind of blowing in the wind, and you hear the hoot of an owl somewhere in the nearby forest. And you just kind of smell the embers of the fire burning, but you don't pick up on anything that frightens you or makes you nervous about the night. Although it is dark, and given what you've seen in the last couple days, you're on pretty much high alert, I would think, as best you can be after a day of traveling. But nothing untoward happens during your watch.
Okay.
Is there anything that you do other than watch while you're sitting there for a couple hours?
I will finish my journal entry from the attack on Hommlet. So I'll draw a couple of like diseased, ravenous gnolls, and some flames everywhere, and like kind of just detail my notes about what happened during the attack.
Okay. And then you wake somebody up.
Yeah. Des, it's your turn.
Oh, all right. How did it go? Any problems?
Super boring. There's nothing going on here.
Well, not yet.
But I guess that's a good thing, right?
Yes, it is a good thing. Let's hope it stays quiet all the way there.
You know, while you're up, I did want to ask, so you said that you came to Hommlet because something bad happened in Verbal.
Mm-hmm.
What happened in Verbal? I mean, everyone's asleep, so no one can hear.
Right, I know. It's kind of a long story. But I mean, someone I know got killed. And I think the person that did it was looking for me.
Why would they want to kill you, Des?
Well, Zan, I'm living a very different life right now than I did in Verbo. Things were different then. I've kind of, I don't know, appalling is the right word, but I'm starting to see that I can live my life a little differently than I used to. Let's just say that. And there are some things that I did in Verbo that, were catching up to me. And it was a good time to get out. And I always knew I had to come back to Hommlet sometime. There was a time when I couldn't come back because I didn't have any money and I was a kid. And then there was some time when I probably could have come back and I didn't want to.
Wait, so when you left Hommlet, you were just a little kid? And who went with you?
I was by myself.
You were by yourself?
Well, eventually I met up with other refugees that were fleeing what was happening here.
Oh
And
my
we
gosh, that's so sad.
Yeah, I mean, it is really sad, yeah. but it was a long time ago, and you know, a lot has happened since then. Yeah. So, I was really young and just trying to live, trying to survive in Verbo, and you know, I fell in with a group of kids, other kids, and we were just surviving in the best way we knew, and it was to, we didn't hurt people, but we did steal a lot of things. We didn't, I'm no bandit, I'm no murderer, but people got hurt along the way, and that's how we lived. Mostly stole from rich fools that didn't know what part of town they were in. Rig a game of cards here or there.
So you are a thief?
Not well. I've stolen things before, yeah.
But that was just for fun.
I'm a man of many talents. Let's just put it that way. Don't just steal things.
Well, you're not in Verbo anymore, and
that's for sure.
you get to be who you want now. You could remake yourself however you want, and nobody gets to tell you who to be.
No, I like what we've been doing. It's like I didn't set out to do this, but I found once I started doing it that, it's not so bad. We earned some coin. It feels good to help people, even if some don't see it.
It's true that guy was a jerk.
It'd be nice if I didn't lose my youth to some frickin' ghost.
We are going to fix that. I'm pretty sure that there's a way to fix it. I just don't know how yet.
I started trying to help Spugnor find his book because I'm hoping that maybe he's got some spell in there that can help me.
See, that's a good lead. Yeah, maybe he can fix you. So we'll keep an eye out for the book, and we'll try to find somebody else who maybe is a magic user who could, give you back your youth.
That's the hope.
Okay. Well, guys, I like the you that you are now. So, if that makes any difference.
It does. All right, you get some sleep.
Okay.
And she'll, pack up her bag and go over to her sleeping bag and curl up next to the fire.
Desmond, as you take your watch, do you do anything while you're on your watch, or are you pretty diligent about keeping a lookout? What are you doing?
He'll just just sit there kind of thinking, smoking a pipe, but he's not like, I guess he's a little lost in thought, but he's trying to pay attention and make sure that they don't get snuck up on.
Yeah. All right. Give me a D12 and a perception check.
Oh God. Oh, not good. All right. This is the D12. All right, I rolled a natural 1 for my perception check. So I was obviously a little distracted by this conversation I just had with Xanthi. Well, it's a total of 5
Okay.
for perception, but not great. And I rolled a 6 on the D12.
Okay. Yeah, you find yourself struggling to stay awake, essentially, through your watch. There's a lot on your mind. You're still probably pretty fatigued from the battle. I mean, that was just 24 hours ago that you guys were engaged in this massive battle. You probably got 6 hours of sleep and then went on a, half a day journey. So you're fighting, falling asleep. You can hear rustling in the grass and the dry leaves around the campsite, but you chalk it up to mice or squirrels or what have you. You look up into the sky and you can just see like there's wisps of clouds that obscure the moon just ever so gently, and then you'll see the moon shining down. But nothing strange happens that sets off any sort of alarms for you or troubles you. It seems like a pretty quiet night. You seem pretty well hidden. And your watch ends without any trouble.
All right, I'll wake up Lachlan. Hey, it's your turn.
Is there a squall? What?
No, there's no storm yet. Never know with you.
They stop attacking me. Stop bringing on the storm. Why did you stop attacking me?
Yeah, just no lightning tonight, all right?
No, I'll try. Oh, my back.
Here, we're gonna
All
have
right,
to
I'm up.
get used to not being able to sleep on those nice beds they had.
Yeah. Hey, where's that carafe of coffee?
Oh, I almost forgot. I'll
I've
grab
been
it out of
dreaming of
our
it.
packs.
Nice.
That would have been useful earlier.
Well, now you know.
How could I forget about that coffee?
I don't know. Let's make it a deal that whenever we're on watch now, as soon as we set up camp, we put this down.
It's perfect.
All right, go get some shut-eye.
All right. We didn't hear or see anything. So far, it's been good.
Well, night's young, but sure. Hey, sleep well.
This'll crash.
All right. Lachlan, is there anything that you want to do while you're on watch?
No, I'm pretty nervous about the area, so I'm going to try to be like, I'm going to pound back some coffee, and I'm definitely going to be on the lookout because we ran into a lot of stuff here. I'm figuring there might be some stragglers of the gnolls from last night that have like gotten separated or just hiding it. Like, this is a bad place, and so I'm going to be pretty focused on it.
Okay. Yeah, you pop the top off the carafe of coffee and it's just piping hot. Steam comes out into the cold air of the night.
Sweet.
And you pour yourself a mug. And it's just the sweetest, darkest, richest, strongest coffee that you've ever had. So good. Delicious.
Worth staying up on watch for.
Yeah. It's a good reward for sure.
I sip it slowly.
Just savoring every drop. Give me a perception check and a D12 roll, please.
Perception. Ooh. 11 and 12, 10.
Okay. About 2 hours into your watch, as you're sipping coffee and not really having to fight too much to stay awake, as you're pretty wired, you get this sound. You're not sure at first, but then it's unmistakable. There's a bark in the distance. A yip. Maybe 30 seconds later, you hear a responding bark from a different direction. Not close. A distance from where you're located, but given your heightened sensitivity and nervousness, you're almost 100% convinced that it's gnolls.
Okay, well, I'm going to, first of all, put the stopper back on the top of the carafe so it doesn't smell like coffee all over the place. I want to stamp out the fire a little bit, but I don't want to put it out completely because if it's the hyena versions, we might use the fire to scare them off. So I'm going to try to keep like a torch's worth, but like I'll push some dirt on the rest of it kind of thing, just to try to obliterate most of it. And I am going to... I'm gonna let Xanthian does still sleep just in case, but I'm gonna wake up Norb since he'd be next anyways. I'm going to, putting my hand on his mouth and be like this when I wake him up.
He pushes your hand out of the way. Yeah.
I'm hearing some yips and yowls. I'm not sure if it's gnolls or some of their jackal thingies, but
Yep.
I figured another pair of ears wouldn't hurt.
Maybe I'll get a chance to use this broadsword or this greatsword after all.
Well, let's hope not, but let's first try and see if they're trying to surround us or if they're getting any closer. I heard them in that direction originally, so maybe you go over there, I'll go over here and keep an ear out, and if we feel that they're getting closer, we'll wake up the other two.
You think we should head out and see what we can find?
Let's wait and see if they're getting closer or not, because if they're just passing by, best bet is to hang out in here.
Agreed.
Yeah. So I'm mostly going to be like kind of focused on trying to listen to hear if I get a sense that they're getting closer or not.
Okay. What was your perception check before? It was
11.
11? Let me roll one for Norb here.
Good old Norb.
Not so good. Rolled Norby. Okay, so he's I'm not hearing anything. But sit tight. And he walks over and he kind of goes into the trees a little bit, and you can hear him kind of sit down, and you can hear some sticks kind of shuffle and some of the leaves as he kind of settles in and kind of sits down about 20 feet into the trees away from the fire. Do you stay right at the fire, or do you move about, or what do you do?
I try not to make any noise.
Okay. You hear a almost
Closer.
like, have you ever heard coyotes when they're sort of like they're doing a rendezvous and they call to each other and then they sort of converge on a spot or like a rally point?
Yeah. All
And
right.
you get the
I'm gonna
sense that
wake up the
that's
other two.
happening.
I'm gonna wake up the other two.
Okay.
Same thing, hand on the mouth, and then just kind of like this, and then move to the next one.
What the hell?
I'm not squeezing your face. I just like, just so you don't.
Thought you were a bandit.
Worst way to wake up.
It is. With a dwarf's hand on your mouth.
Hey, it tastes of caramel and sea salt.
Why? Anyways.
He's
All right,
a
you
sailor.
heard something? What's going on?
There's definitely some yips. I woke up Norb. He's just a little over there, but I get the feeling we're about to get surrounded. So let's pick our shit up and.
All right. Should we try to strike the tents? Move the camp?
No, in fact, let's
Like
leave this up
one-use
here.
tents.
So this is what I think. This is what I
Not
think we
leave
should
them.
do.
I mean, like pack them up.
Yeah, but hold on. This is what I think we should do. We'll leave the tents up. We'll fucking reanimate the fire, and then we're gonna head out that way, away from the sound where they came from, and then we're gonna fucking wait and see if they converge on the camp. And if they do, we're gonna ambush the fucking fuckers before they ambush us.
Yeah. Empty camp. Trap. All right. That's a good
So-
idea.
We'll put our bags and stuff like inside the sleeping rolls or whatever, like, to make it look like we're there, and I'll like kind of bring the fire up to life just a little bit, not too much, like a fire that's kind of been burning out. And then we'll try to signal Norb, and then we'll try to move away from wherever there were, sort of thing, and then go and hide out a little bit further.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yep. So you're basically kind of using the camp as a decoy almost to see if you can draw them in, perhaps. So you get the fire sort of blazing, essentially, so that it gives off a lot of light. No,
I don't want to get it blazing, because in case they haven't noticed it, I don't want to necessarily draw him. If like, I want to just make it look like these people fell asleep and the fire's been dying out. So, but I wanted to, if they are coming here, to sort of be attracted to it first and foremost.
sure.
So it's not a blazing come and get us. It's well, if they do happen to stumble here, at least they'll kind of focus on that first.
Okay, I like
Then
it.
we'll go and hide out.
All right, so you find yourselves hiding in the woods. Give me stealth checks.
Damn it, I should have worn those boots.
I
You
will
would be
roll
the one that would
advantage.
benefit the most from them, for sure.
I'm going to blow an advantage, so I can at least roll without disadvantage.
Wow.
Oh, wow, nice. 18 plus 1. 19, that's right.
Wow.
I'm very, very quiet.
What the rest of you get?
I rolled a 15, unfortunately.
Do the boots do anything for him?
That was with advantage. Yeah. Not good. I rolled a 1 and a 7.
You're like, these boots might be broken.
These boots are made for
Return them.
I
What did
keep-
Xanthi get?
14.
I'm sitting there going,
So
Hey, we just
Are
woke
you
up. We're all
all-
disoriented, stumbling through the woods.
are you all hiding like together, or are you spread out?
not so. I would say not so far that we can't see or respond to each other, but we're not in a little clump. Like, we're kind of like in a semicircle, sort of.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
like 10, 15 feet away from each
Yeah.
other.
Sure. Okay. All right.
Behind
Yeah.
different trees.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, so you nestle in, you seem pretty well hidden. You're pretty comfortable. Norb seems pretty well hidden as well. In fact, you can't even really hear where Norb is. And you hear, as you wait, minutes go by. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes is just quiet. You hear the hoot of an owl. Hoo, 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 hoo. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Up in the trees. You can hear every so often you can hear the flapping of a bat as it flies past you in the darkness. But you don't hear any yipping for maybe 15 or 20 minutes. Then all of a sudden you hear this. You hear a response. Then you hear a third call and a fourth. And you get the sense that they're communicating with each other from a distance, as maybe they're pulling themselves back together after being dispersed from the battle, perhaps. You don't know. But they seem to be off to the north from your position. Hard to say how far, but they're close enough where you can hear them even when they're not barking. You can hear them sort of like growling and grunting and maybe roughhousing with each other as they meet up, and like, you know, how wolves or coyotes are. They get kind of ravenous and aggressive with each other. Maybe the alpha kind of like putting down some of the challengers. There's this whole hierarchy of gnoll sort of society, and they're having this sort of encounter of their own just to the north of where you are. You're all focused on that particular location. Suddenly right behind you, maybe 10 feet, 15 feet, depending on how far away you are from the camp, you hear some footsteps, some crunching in the duff, maybe some leaves crackling. This is behind you guys. You would have to turn around to see what's going on because you're looking in the opposite direction.
Because we're looking at our camp.
Oh yeah, Xanthi would definitely like
Yeah.
Turn around to see what's behind her.
Roll a perception check, Xanthi.
Oh no.
And give me a stealth check as well.
Des will look around for a place to hide.
Give me a stealth check.
Right.
I got a natural 20 on my perception for 23.
Nice.
23,
and
okay.
then oh man, for stealth I'll roll with advantage.
Okay.
I rolled a 17 for stealth.
Okay. And what are you doing, Des? You're looking for what?
A hiding place, just somewhere to hide. Maybe crouch down behind a bush or something.
What'd you roll, Xanthi, for your stealth?
I rolled a 13.
That was with advantage?
Yep.
Okay. So Desmond, you are currently hidden. So you would have to move if you wanted to move to a different hiding spot, which would probably expose your location. But there, just to kind of, as you look around, you can see that there are trees that you could potentially climb into. There are a variety of spots you could probably hide, given your proficiency with hiding, but it would cause you to expose your position. Because this thing is whatever it is literally like 10 feet behind you. Now, Xanthi, you turn your head and look back, and you can see that there's this huge canid creature on all fours that is just sort of like rooting around in your campsite, sort of like looking at the tents, sniffing about. It doesn't seem to have noticed you, but you're kind of like looking over your shoulder. The hairs on your neck just standing up. This thing is bigger than the hyenas that you saw before, but it looks like a hyena, and it's very quiet and very powerful looking. You can just kind of see its silhouette as the flames are flickering from your campsite, and they're sort of like dying down now at this point because the fuel is burning.
Okay. I am going to use message because only the person I'm pointing at can hear me, and only the person who I'm pointing at can respond to me and I can hear them. So like no one else can hear what a message is. And I am going to, I'm gonna first message, I'll message Lachlan. Oh my god, there's this giant thing right behind us. Is huge. You can reply to this message.
You say that out loud?
Using message, which means no one else can hear.
Okay.
Magic.
Yay.
Is it coming near us or is it walking past?
Using message. It's still right here. You see Xanthi like pointing at you.
I am going to slowly look in the direction that she's indicating, not
roll a
pointing
stealth
at me,
check.
but-
You have
Spend
advantages
another-
to burn.
Yeah, I'll spend another one.
Thank you, chat, for helping us out with this, so our party doesn't
13.
get murdered.
13.
Okay. And you are looking back behind you. As you turn, you can see the same thing. You can see this silhouette of a large beast on all fours as it's sort of like rooting through your campsite, sniffing at the tents.
How is it behind us if it's in our campsite? That's what I don't understand. I thought we were keeping an eye on the campsite. Did I miss
It came up
something?
behind you. What do you do?
But if the
If
campsite's
we're
not...
outside the campsite, watching the campsite, how is it in the campsite but behind us?
That's all right. Don't worry about it. It's behind you. You'll be all right.
Okay.
Is it like coming towards us? Is it approaching, or is it...
Oh yeah, it's like coming in and like going back and forth like it's hunting your scent. It's nowhere near you right now in terms of like your position to where the camp is, but yeah, it's pretty close and it's huge. You can see the silhouette from the little bit of illumination that's being given off by the campfire.
I'm gonna then point at Des and
We're in a tight spot now.
use message and be like, "Don't freak out, but there is a giant thing right behind us." You can reply to this message.
Christ. On the crutch.
You're muted though.
Which is probably
Man.
good, so it can't hear you.
Yeah. Des will just be like, I see it. Let's see if it will pass. But in the meantime, he's gonna try to, well, I don't know. He's gonna try not to reveal himself, so he probably won't risk any movement.
Somebody give me a d20 roll for Norb's. Let's go, Xanthi. Give me a d20 roll for Norb's stealth.
Oh no. Sorry, guys. Seven.
Ooh.
Does he get a plus anything?
Yeah, he gets +2. All right, so you are watching as this huge hyena walks over to Norb's tent. Starts to put its head inside the tent. Comes back out of the tent. Suddenly, it locks on to where Norb is sitting in the woods. And Norb, if you saw Norb at this point, which you can't really because it's really dark, he's just like, just shaking. Starts. Taking a couple of steps forward, kind of gets low to the ground. It's getting within 15 feet of where Norb is. 10 feet.
Does it look like Norb sees it?
Or
is that
roll
why
a
he's
perception
shaking?
check. Yeah, well, it's hard to see Norb because it's dark. So roll a perception check with disadvantage as you're like,
Des is gonna
Norb.
pull his crossbow.
Silver Red Fox Gaming does not see this happening with a 2.
Yeah, a 5.
Yeah, you're not sure.
Disadvantage.
You can barely see where Norb is. You know, he's on the other side perhaps of Des or Lachlan, so you can't really quite make out, but you can see the behavior as this thing disappears from the glow of the fire and enters into the shadows. You can see it's like down low. Give me a nature check. Anybody who might be interested.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Hey,
Crap, you're
roll
right.
is a roll. And that's a nat 20.
It's a total
Wow.
of 9.
22.
Nice.
Whoa.
All right, so Xanthi, you can tell based on sort of your, study of nature, that this thing is in a hunting mode. It has apparently locked on to something, a scent perhaps, and appears as though it is getting ready to hunt its prey.
I'm gonna guiding bolt it right in the fucking arse.
Yeah, I mean, I'll message Lachlan. It's going after Norb.
And I'm gonna guiding bolt it right in the arse.
Okay, roll to hit.
I'll do it with the advantage. Thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat.
Well, 19 plus 20. So
Yeah,
dirty
that
20.
hits. Roll some damage, please, with a guiding bolt.
Nice. Let's cast. All right, 46. Oh God, I lost one. All right, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of damage.
Holy shit, nice. Yeah, you fire out this blast of energy. It flies across the opening of the campsite. Lights up the trees as it explodes on the back of this hyena. It yelps and it jumps and turns and runs off into the darkness. And at that same point that it yelps, you hear from where these gnolls were, which you assume were gnolls, barking and howling and just this chaos, this cacophony of yipping and chattering as they get inflamed with some sort of excitement.
Let's get out. Let's get out. Let's pull out. Fuck off. Let's get out of here.
I think it's too late for that.
Should we
No,
climb
that's
the
all right.
tree?
No, let's start running. And what I've been trying to say for the past 5 minutes is someone use your freaking illusions to put some smell on the wind, like somewhere else, to lure them and buy us a little bit of time. But we're gonna have
Smell?
to. Yeah.
You know, the smell that I can do is only very close, and so Norb is the one who's good with the longer distances.
You see Norb,
Yeah.
and he's already like packing his shit up. He's not even listening to you guys.
Yeah,
He's
we
like
can't
I'm
leave
gonna
our
gathering his
go
stuff.
and-
He's like, I'm
And
getting
make
the
sure we
fuck out
grab
of
the
here.
coffee
Yeah,
carafe. And,
I'm running up to the
you know.
tents trying to like grab our stuff, and so we can at least try to move it.
Yeah. We're gonna lose the tents again, boys.
We can't lose these tents.
We'll
Oh,
lose
these
so
are
many
one-use
tents
tents.
to gnolls.
Yeah, you really do.
Multiple
They're not
tents.
null proof, that's for sure.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right. So where are you guys running? What are you guys doing? You gather your stuff up. You can hear the yipping and howling, and you hear now more howling off to the east. So to the north and the east, you hear this cacophony of some sort of a strange barking communication.
Well,
I'm
we're
gonna
gonna.
suggest, I'm gonna suggest we go to like the southeast, like east, but like a little further down, so they hopefully kind of run right past us.
Yeah.
So you're hearing something from here and from down here.
I don't
Sorry, to
see
the
anything.
west.
Oh, okay. Where are we right now?
Is that not
where
showing
the
up?
flag is? It's really, they're dark spots, so they look like the
Oh, okay.
shadows on the map.
Here.
Sure. Okay.
So
Let's
here.
see.
Hold on. You had here. And
Right
here.
here. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
And we're okay. So they're
Yeah.
coming. Isn't
We
that the
want to
west?
try to
Yeah, from the
skedaddle
west and the north.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we should.
Let's go west and south. Or sorry, east and south.
Yeah.
Towards the road.
Okay.
With our stuff, if possible.
So you just gather your stuff and you start running.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. Let's do
So-
this. Everybody give me an athletics check as you start running.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to use one of my advantages from the chat. Thanks, chat. All right.
Plagued by gnolls.
I know we can't get rid of these fucking nose.
Right, that
Um,
was a total of 16 for me.
Okay.
for
Xanthi,
Des.
17.
Lachlan.
I got 19.
Okay.
But I want to do something.
That's fine. You guys are, tell me what you want to do. Meanwhile, you guys are running, you've gathered your stuff, you're making progress, you're dipping through these thickets of trees, and eventually you make it to the roadway. What do you want to do, Lachlan? Hey, thanks,
I want-
Insomnia Knight. Appreciate it. Bleak, you've got another advantage.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, so what I want to do is when I see the road coming into you as we break like the line of trees, I'm going to tell them, keep going, don't stop. I'm going to try something. And I'm going to stop and I'm going to hang out in the trees here. And I'm going to wait till I spot one of the gnolls. And I tell these guys, keep going, just don't stop, keep going.
All right. Okay. Dez will run like maybe 20, 30 feet away, but he's not
Thank you,
going to
Techie.
Keep
completely
going.
leave you behind.
Go. I got a plan. Go.
All right.
So you guys keep
So we-
running while he
Yeah,
stops?
I follow
Yeah,
Des.
keep running.
Oh, sweet. Split the party. I love it. All right, so you guys continue on with your high athletics rolls. You get to the road. You clear the road. You get to the other side of the road. You keep going.
I'm gonna hang out. Like once we get to cover on the other side of the road, I'm gonna hang out and try to like keep an eye out back behind us for Lachlan.
Okay. Meanwhile,
Just so we're
Lachlan,
not
you're
so
at
far
the-
away from.
well, you're a good distance, but Lachlan, you're at in the trees, still at the edge of the trees. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna wait till I see one of the gnolls
Okay.
through the trees or whatever.
Roll a perception check.
17 plus 5, so 23.
Okay.
22.
And give me a D4 roll.
Why a D4? Where is it? 3.
Okay. Desmond, you kind of dip down in this little bit of a ditch along the road where your eyes are kind of level with the road surface and you're looking back to the north. I'm assuming Xanthi and Norb are with you in the ditch, waiting, watching. Unless you keep going, Xanthi, I don't know. But
No.
yeah, you're sticking with him. You're looking back and 10 minutes go by. Nothing. 15 minutes go by. You're just, hearts are just pounding. You've finally caught your breath at this point from running. 20 minutes.
Where the hell is he? Where is he?
Lachlan, you are hunkered down at the edge of the trees, and it's 20 minutes later as you're waiting. You might even at this point be getting ready to like go catch up with the others maybe or something, but you persist nonetheless. In the darkness, with just a scant bit of illumination from the moons, you can see some movement in the trees. Looks like something's moving towards you. You hear a snap of a twig and you look to the left and you can see movement to the left. Heightened senses now. You see more movement to the right. Give me a stealth check.
I'll blow advantage. Ooh, sweet balls. Nat 20 and a 13.
You're fucking lucky, my friend.
Nice.
See that?
Yeah.
You watch as 9 gnolls emerge in the darkness. They're just gray coloration, you know, as your eyes are sort of honing in on their shapes with your dark vision. They're walking in a line and they're kind of like calling to each other in sort of hushed growls. They're kind of spread out as if they're searching, but you don't get the sense that they've seen you. They're getting within 20 feet of you.
And are
15 feet of you.
Coming like they're going to go continue in the direction where the other guys ran?
I would say, what's your passive insight?
15.
I would say that you can tell that they have not noticed your location. Even though you probably smell like really good coffee right now. So good. But they have not picked up on your scent. They appear as though they're in a search formation and they're moving towards you, but not at you.
Okay, and by moving towards me, does that imply that if they keep on going, eventually they'll be hitting the road and be hitting the trail left by the others?
If they continue past you and continue moving in that direction, possibly. They'd be going in the direction that your friends went, for sure.
Okay, can I Can we look at the map for a second? I need a clarification.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to erase all the, Okay. So if I understand correctly, I'm like here-ish. And they're kind of coming down that way. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. And then Desmond and Xanthi are somewhere like down here. But you don't know that. You don't really know where they are. You just know they're to the south somewhere.
And how many gnolls?
You see 9.
God. I'm about to do something really stupid.
It looks to be one of those situations where you could get yourself killed quite easily.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm just... So my plan was to wait till I saw one of them and then use Toll the Dead, which creates the sound of a dolorous bell that fills the air around that creature for a moment. And then to take off running in a completely different direction than they're in. And one, hope that the sound of the bell coming from one of their creatures would kind of disorient them, whatever. And then hopefully, if anything else, they would start following me. But the setup the way it's now, I don't know that it's going to make much of a difference.
So you were trying to use Toll the Dead to sort of distract them away from their current vector.
I wanted, well, yeah, so I would have done that, and the bell sounds where the target is, right?
Right.
And in that moment, when that goes off, and they, hopefully turn and go, what the fuck, why are you dinging like a bell? I would have used that time to sprint out, but heading in the direction away from them, so that if they didn't see me, then I was buying these guys some time, but if they did see me, then they would be coming after me and not after these guys.
So you could still try that. What's the range on Toll the Dead?
60 feet.
Yeah, so the ones that are farthest from you would probably be like 20 to maybe 30 feet away from you. So perhaps you could try that on one of the ends of this line of gnolls that's moving towards you. I'd probably have you roll maybe like a survival check or something of that nature, or maybe is it deception? Yeah, deception check. To see if they buy it, and it could cause them to potentially run in a different direction. Like if they feel like there's a danger, they might go either towards it or away from it, depending on what happens.
Yeah, okay, I got you. Look, I'm going to try it because that was my plan. I have no clue that they're still there. In my mind, they've run off a little bit further, so if nothing else, this buys them extra time and whatnot.
Right, yep.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to target the furthest one away from us and sort of everything. And my hope is that once they start turning around or kind of looking at it, it'll give me the opportunity to maybe, start ditching out this way. And then if they see me, they come after me, that's fine. At least I'm driving them away from them. But if they don't see me, then fucking bonus.
This is when those boots of Elvenkind would have helped you a lot.
Don't fucking talk to me about those boots of Elvenkind, man.
You gave him to the guy who's the stealthiest. That was.
I know, but it's because what the fuck does Lachlan know? He's like, man, if these help you make you stealthy, you're the stealthy dude. You should wear them. Like,
I'm already +8. Just saying.
I know. I was trying out the metagame. Fucking sue me. I'm like, hey, stealth boots. Go to Rogue. But I'm fucking taking them off your corpse after this, guaranteed.
I'll double down. I'm doubling down.
You're doubling down. You're gonna.
Who's to say you can't each wear one of them?
Yeah.
Has that ever been done?
Just split them.
Just wear one boot.
Did they make like underwear of Elvenkind? Okay, so look,
yeah.
Look, man, fuck it. Like YOLO, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
All
you
right,
only live once.
I roll a what? A Constitution save?
No, hold on. Toll the Dead. No, it's what's beautiful about it. Make a Wisdom save.
Wisdom, okay.
I'm sure they're fucking loaded on that.
Yeah, they happen to have like wisdom buffs, big time.
Nice.
I rolled a 4.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. So I'm assuming it's not missing any hit points, the one that I'm targeting?
I mean, you don't know, but yeah, roll damage.
Because it's D8 or D12 if they're already missing damage. I'm missing hit
roll
point.
roll d8.
So that's 5 necrotic damage.
Okay. You hear the one on the far east of the line yelp in pain, and the others kind of, you can see them all sort of like shift as they get tense, and they kind of go in that direction, and they start heading off to the east. Right? Because it was the one on the far east that you targeted. So they all kind of start moving in that direction away from you. Give me a stealth check as they move past you.
I'm going to use the advantage again.
Okay, there are...
Oh, it's not that good this
There
time.
are 2 of them that walk right past you.
14.
Well, their passive perception is 10, and they are preoccupied by their friend getting attacked or something happening. So they crunch the leaves and walk right past you. You can smell the rank odor of their decayed flesh and their animalistic behavior as they run past you, and they start heading to the east.
Awesome. So I'm going to book west, following the tree line to try and keep a little bit of cover.
Thanks,
I'm not going to go super far. I want to keep an eye on them in case they turn around and hopefully these guys are running. I'm like, all right, they're going to get away. They've been running all this time. Fucking jerks. And I'm going to sort of book back, and then once I'm kind of out of sight of them, or if they're kind of, and I feel it's safe, I'll try to cross over to the south side of the road, but I'm going to stick to the side of the trail, the forest edge, at least for a little while, to kind of get some cover from it. And I'll try to just put some distance between me and the gnolls, but not too far that I completely lose track of where they are.
Okay. Meanwhile, in the ditch, Xanthi, Norb, and Desmond, you are waiting 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. You hear suddenly this, what does it sound like? It sounds like a bell
It's
gong.
like a dolorous bell. It's like a bong.
And people can hear it for what's the distance, do you think?
I don't know, but I mean, if it's a bell tolling, they don't say anything about distance, but if it's a bell tolling, I would assume that.
I would say you probably don't necessarily hear the bell, but you hear the barking and the howling of the beasts, these gnolls, as they start heading east. You're not really sure that they're doing that necessarily from your position because you don't see them. But the whole time you're wondering, where is your companion? Where is Lachlan?
I'm going to just use message, just point like in multiple places. Lachlan, are you there? Lachlan? Lachlan?
And as Xanthi calls out into the darkness of the night with Lachlan nowhere to be found, off by himself, the landscape being hunted by gnolls, we will end tonight's session and come back next week to find out what happens to our party. They just can't shake this gnoll problem.
Man, the gnolls are...
There's no way out of it. There's just no way out of it.
So many gnolls.
So many gnolls, so
everywhere.
little time. Hey, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. We absolutely love seeing you all in the chat, from the folks who are here every week to the new folks, to the raiders, to all of our friends. Great to see you so much. Fun to be had here. We do have a giveaway, so I want to make sure that everybody's aware that we're giving away this epic mega bundle giveaway from our sponsors at CZ RPG. It is 100 maps. With all the versions, there's 1,000 of them. So I don't know.
So many.
It's ridiculous. Get in on the action. Thanks, Asher. Great to see you. Dungeon Mr. Ty, so glad you're here. You guys have been awesome. Players have been awesome. We miss Kirk this week, but he'll be back next week. Don't worry. Kirk will be here to get in on the action, because you know Norb, he loves to whack a gnoll.
Whack a gnoll.
Am I right? All right, so let's go ahead and give away this loot, you guys. If Ashley, if you wouldn't mind giving us the customary, traditional, ritualistic 5-second countdown. This is it, guys. Get in. Thank you, Ashley. Go right ahead.
All right, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Here we go. Brungal has won the giveaway. Brungal, congratulations. Are you here, Brungal? Because you do have to be here to win. Just give us a quick shout out if you are indeed here. We appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with us. We're going to go ahead and raid into some friends. Hey, congratulations, Brungal. We're going to go ahead and raid into somebody here. I'm looking for our raid target. It looks like we're going to raid into the Dorktail crew again. They are playing some. God, they're always dressed up in great cosplay too. So, hey, we've got a lot of great stuff going on. This week we are taking a break from Nhyre, so no game tomorrow night. However, we will be back next Wednesday with Nhyre. We'll be back next Tuesday with another episode, session of Heroes of Greyhawk. Monday, we start a brand new Monday Night Mayhem, which is going to be very exciting. Beth is running a game for us. It's going to be absolutely epic. I can't wait. It's called Woodland Rescue. It's in the awesome setting of Humblewood. So we've got a bunch of folks that are going to be playing in that. I'm so excited for it. And then on Thursday, we kick off Bleak Seasons. Is it Thursday? Yep. Thursday. We kick off Bleak Seasons.
Not this Thursday.
Next Thursday, yep. We kick off the new Shade Song season. So make sure you guys come back and check all that stuff out next week. We really appreciate you guys being here. Brungal, congratulations. We're going to kick off this raid, you guys. Thank you so much. If you're not following the channel, please do. And we will hopefully see you on the next go round. We really appreciate you all. And golly, we'll see you shortly. Bye.